Hello, you guys. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about someone by the name of Clavicular. I can't pronounce that if I try to say it fast, so I have to go really slowly. When I first heard that name, I thought it sounded like a body part, but then I realized I was just thinking of a clavicle, like a clavicle bone. Is that what it is? So in a way, I guess I was right. But he is going viral right now due to the extreme lengths he goes to as far as looksmaxxing. And if you are not a chronically online incel and you don't know what looksmaxxing is, don't worry, I'm going to explain it to you. This is referring to physical improvement of a person's body in terms of development of facial features or muscular improvement in order to make oneself more attractive or easier to like. Now, obviously, you can just take one look at me and you'll be able to tell that I am a person who cares about the way they look. I do things to make myself look and feel more attractive, like dye my hair, and I actually get comments every video saying that I wear too much makeup, which, is fine, but I like to look and feel my best. But when it comes to this whole looksmaxxing trend, this shit is gay. By the way, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are liking this video, please make sure to give me a like and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Thank you. So this clavicular who looks like Harry Potter if he were a psychotic incel peeping Tom, is like the head of the looksmaxxing trend. He's like the final boss of looksmaxxing, and at 19 years old, the guy's already had a nose job, he's gotten Botox, he gets his eyebrows threaded, he does bone smashing, and don't worry, I'll have him explain this for you in just a moment here. And he also does crystal to improve his looks. Oh, and he also wears makeup. He actually became infertile at only 14 years old due to testosterone use.
So right now, I am infertile, but I'm not able to have a kid right now. But if I wanted to, there's a protocol I can put in place to be immediately good again.
Wait, why are you infertile right now?
So it's just like a negative feedback loop when you're not needing to produce testosterone anymore because your body realizes, okay, we're getting it from an exogenous
So you're not producing
source.
any testosterone naturally?
No.
None?
No.
So let me just shut up now and let's just get into this shit. We're going to take a look at the various TikToks that have been going around. Let's start off with a video of him explaining the various supplements that he's on.
What drugs do you take in a day?
I'm taking testosterone every single day. I take minoxidil for my hair. I take dutasteride for my hair. I take 7.5 milligrams of Accutane a day. I use crystal meth as a stimulant and Tolene Max. It's much more mild than Adderall, actually, and I'm pretty much using meth for hollow cheeks.
Using crystal meth for hollow cheeks. I feel like we've lost the plot here. We've completely lost the plot. If kids are taking crystal, and he's promoting this to kids, by the way, but to get to the point where you are taking crystal meth just so you can see your cheekbones. Now you guys might be like, Danielle, why are you falling for this? This guy's trolling. He's obviously not doing these things. Well, just listen to the amount of times this guy talks about it. And not only that, but all of his following is a bunch of like 14, 15-year-old incels.
How are you so buff?
I'm on testosterone, 280 milligrams of testosterone propionate a week, and 7.5 milligrams of Anavar a day. I'm also on
What is Anavar?
Anavar. It's like an oral steroid. Like I'm on a fuck ton of steroids.
Oh.
I do a shit ton of drugs. I'm a looksmaxer. I'm autistic.
You do drugs?
And I put my penis inside of a pump to make it bigger.
Jeez Louise, guys. By the way, this is not what a man looks. This is not testosterone. This is big estrogen energy, guys.
So I want to get really lean, right? So I do meth. Models will do like coke to get like their appetite to go away. But meth just lasts a lot longer, and it's way more fun.
Go on, take the top off then, G. Let's see what the mess.
Anyways, another streamer also actually saw him doing it. So this isn't just like, him just trolling everybody,
As I met Clav, I was chilling with him. He's so respectful, bro. Bro, I'm telling you right now, I like the guy. I like him. Now, I will tell you guys the real truth. I don't know if I'm being a fucking snitch. I've never seen someone snort ever in real life. I literally witnessed Clav snort. Literally witnessed it, and I didn't know how to feel. I did not know how to feel. I've never seen that ever. Dude, I'm not joking when I tell you guys, bro. Me, Cuffham, and Citrus were just laughing for like 20 minutes, bro. Like, bro.
Dude, and the thing is like he's doing these things to make him look better, to make, to look smacks or whatever the fuck. But meth is like a fast track, like a speed route, no pun intended, but like a speed run to make yourself look like shit, to age yourself. I literally, like, you guys know my history. I used to be strung out, went to multiple rehabs. And this girl I knew, this girl I used to hang out with, started doing meth, and within 1 year, had lost the majority of. Hey guys, so I got a little sidetracked here. I got a little too ahead of myself, but what I meant to say was within 1 year, that girl had lost the majority of her teeth. And now I go on to talk about a completely different friend, so I didn't want you to get the two confused. But as I was editing this, I felt the need to explain that the only reason why I'm even discussing this and bringing this up to begin with is because this friend is a public figure and was married to somebody very famous and was in tons of magazines, so many people already know of this story. So I'm not discussing something that is new or that people don't already know about. It does majorly pain me to talk about this, but I feel it was necessary because a lot of young people might look up to this guy and not realize that this could be the outcome. In fact, this is the most likely outcome if you choose to go down that route. So although this is a hard topic for me to discuss, I do kind of feel like it's somewhat necessary. In fact, let me just show you. This is one of my best friends, Lonnie Willison. And I don't like to talk about my personal life, but this is actually an important thing to discuss here. I didn't actually plan on talking about this, but this is Lonnie Willison. She was one of my best friends. I'll put pictures up on the screen of us together. We were so close. I actually moved to Long Beach just to live next to her on the same street. When I had surgeries, she would take care of me. She was like my sister, okay? We did everything together. And she started doing meth. Oh, this kills me every time I look at these photos, but beautiful girl, had her whole life ahead of her, just like studying. She was a model. She did jujitsu. She was in the fitness industry. Like, look at these photos, guys. Now this is her, homeless, living on the street. So this is what this type of looksmaxxing shit will do to you. Thinking you can just like do math a couple times and thinking you have it under control and you can stop when you want. No, that's not the way this shit works. It pains me. This is somebody I really, really love and really care about. And I would do anything to get her off the street and get her well again, but that's not the way it works. You're the only one that can help yourself. No one can do it for you. People tried many times throughout my life to get me into rehab, to get me to get sober, and I didn't want it. So it doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter how much other people want you to get sober. You have to want it for yourself. So like, as much as I want to laugh at this guy because this is such a joke, this is serious shit. You know, you can't be promoting this shit to kids. And I know he's trying to like backtrack now and say that he's trolling, but no, there are so many videos out there of him saying that he does crystal meth to lean out. Anyways, let's move on to the bone smashing. This is him explaining what bone smashing is.
Bone smashing is amazing.
What is that?
So it's where you're gonna punch yourself in the face. Like, you know, I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me here. You're gonna brace your head and you punch yourself in the face.
You're joking, right?
No, I swear to God. Do you want to see pictures of me bone smashing? You're bracing yourself, you don't have to do it. And then you're hitting real hard. And what this is doing is this is creating microfractures. And according to Wolff's Law, the bone is going to grow back stronger. Not only that, but you're also getting a lot of inflammation and swelling. So it makes your cheekbones look a lot bigger. So you get like an acute boost before you go to the club.
Dude, Sneako's laughing at him, but little does he know this guy's dead ass serious because this is him. This is a before and after of him doing the bone smashing.
This is an OG bone smash. I used to look like this before I went to work every day, and people would always ask me, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, shit, I don't know, bone smashing. And I worked with a lot of people who were older, right? So some of the servers there were, you know, literally like 60 plus sometimes, and I would be trying to explain bone smashing to them. And they'd be sitting there looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? But I would still, every single time, I'd show up to work just like this, just after bone smashing. So, you know what I mean?
Dude, imagine like working and having this guy show up every day with his face looking like that. I'm surprised no one called the cops. This is him actually doing the bone smashing, for those of you who think that this is just like all a troll and this is all fake. This is actually kind of sad, guys.
No contraction of the face.
Participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt. Yeah, no shit.
I know it hurts, but that means it's working. That's the only indication. You have to push past the pain. Look at me. I've been bone smashing for about 2 years, and I have gotten improvements. I used to have flat zygotes pretty much, but bone smash for about 2 years from this point, pretty much every day consistently, and now I'm got some tissue.
Yikes, dude. Big yikes. Okay, let's hear him explain this in a more serious manner on this podcast.
Bone smashing.
Bone smashing can be cope,
Can be cope. What are these words? I kept hearing him say mog. What the fuck smog. These words that these kids use are crazy.
If you don't understand the use of it, right? So bone smashing is dope if you realize that the swelling is what you want, right? So in terms of going out before nightlife, what I'm trying to do with bone smashing, what my goal of it is to simulate more zygomatic prominence, right? So more projection. So what I do is I use the swelling to my advantage. So I'll bone smash, and then I will cover up the inflammation with makeup. That way, people perceive my zygos as being a lot bigger from the bone, but not the swelling itself. So that's how I use it and make it dope. I could send you some pictures to pop up on the screen of like how I look after I bone smash like a really hard session, and you might find it a little scary. So that's why I usually have to lay in my bed and bone smash, because you could have some issues like getting CTE if you're just like punching your head really hard, and obviously if you're not well braced, things can go wrong, and
Things can go wrong even if you are well braced.
be horrible. So that's why I like to lay in my bed and brace myself. I wouldn't just do it like standing up.
Thumb pulling.
Thumb pulling, it's code.
Thumb pulling? What the is thumb pulling?
All right, and we got a bone smash hammer. I'm thinking should we bone smash a little before we go out, get a pump?
Okay, so obviously this guy is looking into like some pretty major surgeries, and I think he's gonna do like this double jaw surgery. So let's hear him talk about that, and then we'll get into the really crazy surgery that he was thinking about doing.
What surgeries are you getting? Double jaw surgery with full face implants. And I verified the other day, I said giant, there's supras, because on the original post for the implants, there was no supraorbitals, because Giant said, your supers are already too good, you don't need supraorbital implants. And you know what I did? I said, look up Sean O'Pry. So I'm like, dude, I want to look like Sean O'Pry. I don't really give a shit about looking normal. I want to look Aspie. I want to look like I have autism all the time. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not really looking for appeal. I'm looking for autism. I want you to know I'm autistic. I'm a weird guy. I want you to think I'm really insociable. So that way the threshold for what I actually have to, succumb to is already super low off the bat based off my looks perception, right? People aren't going to expect me to converse with them in the elevator. They're just going to be surprised when I do. Even that's a very low bar to meet, right? They're just going to be expecting, a high, right? But when I surpass that, when I say, hey, how's your day going? I'm already doing so fucking well. Hey, Gwang, thank you for the sub.
What? They're gonna be surprised that you said, how's your day going? Dude, you know what this makes me think of? He's gonna look like this guy. What's his name? Zac Efron. In like 2 years, if he continues with this shit. This is exactly what he's gonna look like. Or these guys. These guys. That's how he's gonna look. Literally, like, you guys, you have no idea. All it takes is just one little mistake for you to come out deformed. You guys know I worked in plastic surgery for many, many years. I was a surgical coordinator for one of the top plastic surgeons in LA. And you guys would think, oh, like this is just like internet kids talking shit online. No, by the time I left that job, there were so many more guys compared to when I first started. There was guys coming in for everything, almost just as much as girls. Submental liposuction, gynecomastia excision, ab etching, even. Like, dude, so many things. This is not just an internet trend at all. And another thing, like, insecurity only breeds more insecurity. And as soon as you fix something on your body, you're not done. You want to keep going and going and going, because you're striving for perfection. You're striving for whoever like you see on the screen, whoever you see on your phone, and perfection doesn't exist. And even let's say you do achieve that look. Let's say you achieve the look like of the person that you're showing, right? Your reference photo. Your brain becomes warped, and it's almost like body dysmorphia, where you don't see what other people see. Like, what you see in the mirror, it's not reality. These things are so dangerous. It's so dangerous. And I'm actually I'm ashamed. I'm completely ashamed that I participated in that culture, in that whole world for so long. It's so disgusting. By the way, the doctors absolutely take advantage of you. They prey on your insecurities. They can see it. And I used to have a doctor that I worked for that would say every single person person that walks in here needs to leave with liposuction. Every person is a candidate for liposuction because it's an easy little thing that you can tack on to their tab and they can get while they're doing other surgeries. And literally everyone thinks they're fat. You know, even the skinniest girls think they're fat. So he would tell us everybody is a candidate. Don't let anybody walk out of this office without signing up for liposuction. So that just goes to show these doctors are preying on our insecurities. It's such a weird part of the medical field because it's like the only thing that you don't need a diagnosis for. You can just say whatever procedure you want and you can get it done. And of course, these doctors are not going to say no. These are expensive ass procedures. They're not going to tell you no. Oh God, this is a really, really crazy surgery, you guys. This is actually insane.
Are you spending $100,000 on surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6"?
That is more about just presence, right? I've always valued
Limb lengthening surgery.
presence super, super highly, right? You walk into a room, people notice, right? You're standing in the middle of a club, you're an outlier, right? That to me, just because people will come up to me, they'll say, oh, well, 6'2", you know, that's already very tall. But in terms of percentiles, it's only 91st percentile, right? 6'6", we get to 99th. I'm someone who wants to be the best, right? And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So that's why, you know, I'm seriously considering that. The unfortunate part about limb lengthening surgery is almost no one is going to be able to do it because you're going to have to be out of work for 6 months to a year, right? You're going to be hospitalized for the first 3 weeks. You're pretty much immobile for the first 3 months. And the next 3 months after that, you know, you're really not going to be able to walk without crutches and stuff like that. So getting away from work for that long is just not possible by most people, and not to mention the outrageous prices, right? So unless you're kind of, you know, making online money, it's just not something to even consider. It's very painful. You know, you have to be under close supervision with doctors, and, you know, you really have to gauge the value. Is this something that's worth it to you? Because it's a horrible process and there's no beating around the bush.
I like how he equates being the best with being tall. This guy's already tall. And come on, this is objectively a good looking guy. He's a good looking guy. He's already super tall. What more do you want? These are the type of people that keep going and going, keep pushing the envelope, and they end up deformed, completely deformed, because they don't, nothing is ever good enough. This guy's already such a handsome kid, such a good looking kid. And it's not enough. It's not enough for him. Now, this is him. He's doing makeup. This is him doing his makeup, doing a little makeup tutorial for us.
Wait, maybe even a little more.
Which, to be honest, this is the least harmful thing. So this is the part it's gay, but I don't really care because it's so much better than promoting and all these crazy ass, dangerous, high risk surgeries to kids.
You could get away with more at night.
Yeah, because the lighting's more dim. Dude, I'm with the Lumify, having lightened your sclera too. This looks good.
Contrast.
Yeah.
So the idea of this is to add contrast to the eye area, right? So you're contrasting the black eyeliner
No, it looks so stupid.
with the white sclera. So as long as you're subtle, you can get away.
No, it looks so gay, so awful. Let's see this.
This is like the Bohemian Grove of Looksmaxxing.
Oh God, now he's showing all his little gay ass friends.
This room, essentially. Every fucking pussy teenager is taking TRT these days, but this shit is kind of just like the gay kid stuff. First is going to be something called a waterline pen. Take the pen, like so. We're just gonna apply a very light layer, minimal application. Next step is going to be to whiten the sclera, the whites of your eyes, to increase the contrast.
So you're putting it right in there.
So that's
Isn't this a little gay?
Yeah.
If you actually mog, you know, who's gonna come
It's actually Mog. What the f is Mog?
up to you and say, oh, that's gay? It's like, dude, I mog you to fucking death, so.
People would be like, what? What the f are you talking about, sir?
I literally fucking mog you to oblivion. But if you actually mog, no one's gonna actually even question you. Because first of all, you're never gonna get caught. And even if you're like me and you put it all over the internet.
You're not gonna get caught. Girls can spot that shit out in 2 seconds. Dude, I can tell when someone is wearing eyeliner in the background and of a blurry picture. I can tell when a dude is wearing makeup or when a dude is wearing eyeliner.
If some little fucking piece of shit in the comment section wants to say something about it, it's like, dude, look at me and then look at you.
Okay, calm down. Now let's see. Oh, let's have him explain to us why men should use makeup.
I think men should wear makeup because it's the best way to conceal different flaws in your face without actually addressing the underlying issues.
Why not just address the underlying issues? The only reason why you would be wearing makeup is to like hide your underlying bags, to conceal acne or whatever. Why not just address the underlying issues so that you don't have to wear makeup? This dude's probably not sleeping because he's gacked out on all night. How about you just sleep, dude? Just take a nap. Then you won't have dark under eye circles. Or get on Accutane if you need to for your acne. Address the underlying issues instead of having to wear makeup. And then like whatever, if you want to wear makeup in the very end, then do it. Like at least you're not harming yourself or harming somebody else. But to tell kids that they should just automatically jump all the way to wearing makeup just so they don't have to address the underlying issues. What?
A lot of men are super against using makeup, and I don't know why. It's just about not getting caught. If you could use makeup and no one knows, then there's no reason why you shouldn't.
What kinds of makeup do you wear?
Using a microbrow pencil to fill in any gaps in growth, great way to make them look a little bit more full, a bit more striking. Anyone could have perfect eyebrows.
And then of course, you know, he's getting all of his other ass little friends to wear makeup, putting makeup on them in the bathroom like girls do.
Now guys, you see that? This one you've probably never seen before, but we're actually gonna give him hollow cheeks and contour his face. Now there actually is real contour that you could get, but I don't find it as effective as doing a black eyebrow or eyeliner pen and then blending it down so it's like, you know, hollow cheeks, right? So we're gonna go along the lateral zygomatic arch. And wait, don't laugh.
See, this kid's laughing. He can't even take him seriously.
And then we're gonna blend together
So
and
ridiculous.
down like this.
And then he's giving his other friend foundation that's like 20 shades too light.
Right here, you gotta blend that better. Go into your hairline too. Everything. Yeah, you really gotta rub that in. Good. This part. Yeah. That's
Fuck yeah! How do I look, chat?
Psychotic.
Yeah.
Crazy. like a
Rub's
ghost.
really, like white now. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa! I'm you!
Yeah.
Oh god, dude, this part probably pissed me off more than anything, because if you want to up your own face and look like Zac Efron, fine, but keep your grubby little paws off of other people's faces, because here he has this gorgeous young girl. She's got to be like, what, 19 years old, and he is injecting a fat dissolver into her face. It says Clavicular performs the immediate fat dissolving procedure on his new girlfriend. This girl said that she's not dating him, she's not his girlfriend, but anyways, take a look at this.
I'm not a rookie.
Beautiful young girl, already messing with her face, allowing this idiot, this dumbass, to inject her face with God knows what, because who knows where it's from.
Aqualux, and you could easily buy it online. Yeah.
Guys, this shit, like, you can't go. That's why these Botox parties and shit like that, people always end up botched. Remember the video we talked about, Diane Munoz, or is that what her name is? Whatever her name is, the girl that we talked about a couple weeks ago, where she thought she was getting filler done in her ass in a hotel room, and it was plumber's cock. Plumber's cock, guys, from Home Depot, thinking it was filler, like ass filler. She thought she was getting butt injections, and she was actually getting plumber's cock. Pause, but that's how you pronounce it, I think. Plumber's cock from Home Depot injected into her ass. And she had to have like a bunch of life-saving surgeries and almost died from this. Like tons of surgeries to get it out. It's actually crazy. And now she's all deformed. Not to sound mean, not to mention it's so dangerous. You never know, like when you're injecting or allowing somebody to inject you at home, if you're gonna do shit like this, you have to go to a board-certified plastic surgeon, period.
So what other Looksmaxxing have you been doing?
What other Looksmaxxing have you been? Girls, like for the girls watching this, if any guy ever asks you what other Looksmaxxes or what Looksmaxxing have you been doing, fucking run, okay? Run. This is psychotic. You need to run from guys like this. These guys are weirdos, straight up weirdos.
That's about it. Just like besides contacts.
Mm-hmm.
And
Contacts,
oh, I dyed my hair.
And she's answering him like nothing.
Brow shape.
Do you not see how fucking stupid this is?
I mean, I kept my brow shape.
And look at his skin. He's all dark because he injects himself with an injectable like tanner that like changes the melanin cells in your skin and makes you darker.
I didn't recognize you at all when I saw you.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Well, I knew because like your TikTok, but like I would have never realized if I hadn't seen you on TikTok who you were.
No, damn, that's a compliment. Thank you.
Slap
yeah,
him.
I mean, you changed everything.
Oh God. I just wanted to add because I completely forgot to mention it while filming, but this is exactly what's wrong with the internet. Kids grow up unsupervised online, keep pushing the envelope for views, and we're partly to blame because we're the ones giving them the attention that they're looking for. I know I'm definitely contributing to it by talking about it, but I kind of, in a way, feel like stuff like this deserves attention so that people, especially kids, don't get pulled into it. And it's just so crazy. How can I not talk about this? I'm not going to pretend to know the solution, but the irony in all of this is that everything he's doing to Looksmaxx is actually aging him. The drugs, the testosterone, the fat dissolver, it's all making him look worse long term. You actually need facial fat to look youthful. Once you dissolve it, it doesn't come back. And by your late 20s, when collagen starts dropping, this girl is definitely going to regret this. That's why so many women in their 30s get filler to restore volume. At my old job, we used to literally liposuction fat from the belly or arms and transfer it to the face because fullness is what makes you look young. And this is exactly what women want once again when they hit their mid to late 30s. All of this to say that this trend is going to have the opposite effect in a couple of years. Looksmaxxing is ridiculous and will absolutely backfire unless they stay on an endless cycle of procedures to reverse the damage. And even then, you can never fully undo any of this. I know because I've done it. I used to get filler and Botox, and I got all my filler dissolved a couple of months ago. I can already tell that none of it truly goes away. New studies show that filler that's supposed to last 6 to 12 months is still visible on MRIs 6 to 8 years later, sometimes more than double the original amount injected. They're also finding that filler doesn't fully dissolve even with hyaluronidase, which is exactly what I use to dissolve my filler. And of course, plenty of injectors on TikTok are denying this research because that's their bread and butter. They're not going to say that filler doesn't go away when they want to inject you with filler. So I'm speaking from experience, and I saw the same thing happen with so many patients at my old job. I stopped getting cosmetic enhancements at the beginning of the year, and you can see a noticeable difference in my face from my earlier videos. Now that I've tried to dissolve everything and get back to my natural face, I honestly feel like I look better, and I genuinely feel more confident, as corny as that sounds. None of this stuff fully goes away, and especially with plastic surgery, the majority of the time you're left with horrible scars. It's just not worth it to go down this path, especially for a trend that will probably die off in a couple of years. Oh, and just to wrap this video up in a cute little bow, this is always fun. Take a look at this.
Brayden.
I think I gotta, play some,
Taylor Swift.
play gangster rap or some shit like that.
You're gonna go a cappella Blueface?
Just give me an excuse to say nigga, you know? That's what I like to say. All right.
Jesus Christ, guys. Okay, and one last thing I wanted to show you because this is so fucking crazy. He even coaches people. DM me coach for a Looksmaxxing guidance. Here's his school. Here's his guides. You can join for $49 a month. Or you can do his workshop. What is this? The Looksmaxxing Gold Rush is here. How I evolved Looksmaxxing into the clavicular system, a data-driven framework using experimental methods to surpass genetic potential. Anyways, guys, so yeah, there it is. That is Clavicular. He is going viral right now due to all this, crazy Looksmaxxing bullshit. What do you think about all of this? Some people are saying, it's harmless. He's a good guy. He's a good kid. Other people are like how I think this is extremely dangerous. I'm not trying to be uptight about this. I can take a joke, but you're teaching kids that they need to Looksmaxx and get all these, expensive procedures done. They need to do crystal meth to stay lean. It's insane. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.